remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion bequeathed me by will but for 1,000 crowns, and as thou sayest, charged my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. My brother keeps me at home, or to speak more properly, my brother stays me at home, unkept. For call it that keeping for a gentleman of my birth, that differs not from the stalling of an ox. I, his brother, gain nothing under him, but growth, for which his animals on his dunghills are as much bound to him as I. And besides this nothing that he so plentifully gives me, the something which nature gave me, his countenance seems to take from me. He lets me feed with his hinds, he bars me the place of a brother, and, as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it, though yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam, and thou shalt see how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing, sir. I am not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I help but to mar that which God made. A poor, unworthy brother of yours, with idleness.
Marry, sir, be better employed and be not a while.
Shall I keep your hogs and eat husks with them?
Know you where you are, sir?
Oh, very well, sir. Here, in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
I? Better than him I am before knows me. I know you are my older brother, and in the gentle condition of blood, you should so know me. I have as much of my father within me as you, albeit I confess, your coming before me is nearer to his reverence.
What, boy?
Come, elder brother. You're too young in this.
Will thou lay hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Rowland de Boyce. He was my father, and he is thrice a villain, that such a father begot villains. Wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat, till this other had pulled out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Sweet masters, be patient, for your father's remembrance be at a court.
Let me go, I say.
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education, and you have trained me like a peasant, obscuring and hiding from me all gentlemanlike qualities. The spirit of my father grows strong within me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman. Give me the poor lottery left to me by testament, by father. With that I will go buy my fortunes.
And what wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent? Well, so get you in, I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. Now I pray you leave me.
I will no further offend you than becomes me for my good.
And get you with him, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward? Most true, I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master, he will never have spoken such a word.
I will visit your practice, and yet give no 1,000 crowns neither. Hard it is!
Calls your worship.
Was that chance the Duke's Rester here to speak with me?
So please you, he's here at the door and choose access to you.
Well, call him in. 'Twill be a good way. And tomorrow the wrestling is.
Good morrow to the worship.
Good Monsieur Charles. What's the new news at the new court?
There's no news at the court, sir, but the old news. That is, the old Duke is banished by his younger brother, the new Duke, and some loving lords and ladies have put themselves into voluntary exile with him.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh no, for the Duke's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, being ever from their cradles bred together, that she would have followed her exile, or have died to stay behind her. She is at the court, and no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter, and no two ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he's already in the forest of Arden, and there are many merry men with him. There they live like the old Robin Hood of England, and fleet the time carelessly.
What you wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Marry, do I, sir? And I came to acquaint you with the matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your brother Orlando hath a disposition to come in disguised against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother's but young and tender, and for your love, I would be loath to foil him, as I must, for my own honour, if he come in.
I've had myself notice of my brother's purpose herein, and have laboured to dissuade him from it, but he's resolute. I'll tell you, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore use thy discretion. I had as well break his neck as his finger. Thou art look to it, for if thou dost in any slight disgrace, he will practice against thee by poison, and never leave thee till he hath taken thy life by some indirect means or other. There is not one so young and so villainous this day living. I speak but brotherly of him, but should I anatomize him to thee as he is, I must blush and weep, and thou must look pale and wonder.
I am heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If ever he go alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize more. So God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Sir Charles. Now will I stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end of Orlando, for my soul, yet I know not why, hates nothing more than he. Yet he's gentle, never schooled and yet learned, full of noble device, of all sorts enchantingly beloved, especially of my own people, who best know him that I am altogether misprized. It shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all. Nothing remains but that I kindle the boy thither, which now I'll go about.
I pray you, Rosalind, sweep my pass. Be merry.
Dear Celia,
I show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet I were marrier. Unless you can teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me how to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle to duke my father, so thou wouldst have still been with me. I could have taught my love to take thy father for mine. So wouldst thou, if the truth that I love was righteously tempered, as mine is to thee.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know my father had no child but I, nor none is like to have, and truly, when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For what he had taken from thy father perforce, I will render thee again. Therefore, my sweet Rosalind, my dear Rosalind, be merry.
From henceforth I will curse. And devise sports. Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Marry, I prithee do, to make sport withal, but love no man for in good earnest, nor no further in sport, than with the safety of a pure blush thou mayst in honour come off again.
What shall be our sport then?
Let us sit and mock the good wife fortune that it gives me henceforth be bestowed equally.
I would we could do so, for her benefits are mightily misplaced, and she doth most mistaken her gifts to women.
'Tis true, for those that she makes fair, she scarce makes honest, and those that she makes honest, she makes very ill favouredly.
Nay, now that goes from fortune's office to nature's. Fortune reigns in gifts of the world, not in the lineaments of nature.
No, when nature made a fair creature, may she not by fortune fall into the fire. Though nature had given us wit to flouted fortune, had not fortune sent it his fall to cut off the argument.
Indeed, there's fortune too hard for nature, when fortune makes nature's natural the cutter of nature's wits.
Perhaps this is not fortune's work neither, but nature's. We see that our natural wits too dull to reason such goddesses, and have sent this natural for whetstone. For wasted dullness of the fall is the whetstone of the wits. How now, wit, with the wonder you?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Would you make the messenger?
No, by mine honour. But I was bid to come for you.
Well, then, you that old fool.
Of a certain knight that swore by his honour that the pancakes were good, and swore by his honour that the mustard was not. Now I'll stand to it. The pancakes were not, and the mustard was good. And yet, was not the night forsworn?
How prove you that in the great heap of your knowledge? I marry now unmuscle your wisdom.
So you both up now, stroke your chins, and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards. Have we had any? Go on.
By my knavery, if I had any, I were. But if you swear by that is not, you are not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honour, for he never had any. Or if he did, he swore away long before he ever saw those pancakes or that mustard.
By my troth thou speakest true. But here comes Madame Le Beau, a mouthful of news, which would put on us a spit and sweet day on. Oh, sure, Madame Le Beau, what's the news?
Fair princess, I will tell you of good wrestling, which you have lost the sight of.
You tell us the manner of the wrestling.
I will tell you of the beginning, and if it please your ladyships, you may see the end, for the best is yet to do, and here where you are, they're coming to perform it.
For the beginning, that is then varied.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons.
I could match this beginning with an old tale.
3 proper young men of excellent growth and presence. The eldest of the 3 wrestled with Charles, the Duke's wrestler, which Charles but in a moment threw him and broke 3 of his ribs. Then there didn't hope of life in him. And so he served the 2nd, and so the 3rd. How yonder they lie, that poor old man their father, making such pitiful dole over them that all the beholders take his part with weeping.
Alas.
But what is the sportman the ladies have lost?
This that I speak of.
Thus men may grow wiser every day. It's the first time I heard the breaking of ribs was sport for ladies.
Why, I promise you. But is there any else longs to see this broken music in its sides? Is there yet another dose upon rib breaking? Shall we see this wrestling cousin?
But you must, if you stay here. For here is the place appointed for wrestling, and they are ready to perform it.
Yonder, sure they are coming. Let us now stay and see it.
Come on! Since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril on his forwardness.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, madam.
Alas, he's too young yet. Even successfully.
How now, daughter and cousin? Are you crept hither to see the wrestling?
Aye, my liege, so please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it, I can tell you. There's such arts in the men. In pity of the challenger Shuv, I would persuade him, but you will not be entreated. Speak to him, lady, see if you can move him.
Call him hither, good Madame Le Beau.
Do so, and I will not be by.
Monsieur the Challenger, the princess has called for you.
I attend him with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess, he is the general challenger. I come but in as others do to try with him the strength of my youth.
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years. You have seen cruel proof of this man's strength. We pray you, for your own sake, to embrace your own safety and give up with this attempt.
Do. Your reputation shall not therefore be misprized. We will make it our suit to do that the rest of might not go forward.
I pray you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny so fair and excellent ladies anything. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein, if I be foiled, there is but one shame that was never gracious. If killed, but one dead that was willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me. The world no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in this world I fill up a space which may be better supplied once I have made it empty.
The little strength I have, I would it were with you, and mine to eat out curse. Fare you well, pray heaven I be deceiving you.
Come, where is this young gallant that is so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
Ready, sir, but this will have in it a more modest working.
You shall try but one fold.
No, I warrant your grace, you shall not entreat him to a second, that has so mightily persuaded him from a first.
If you mean to mock me after, you should not have mocked me before. But come your ways.
Now, how can this be thy speed, young man?
I would have went visible to catch a strong fellow by his leg.
Oh! beseech your grace. I'm not yet well breathed.
How dost thou, Charles?
He cannot speak.
Well, bear him away. What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege. Youngest son of Sir Rowland boys.
I would thou hadst been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honorable, but I did find him still mine enemy. Thou should have better pleased me with this deed had thou descended from another house. But, very well. Thou art a gallant youth. I would thou hadst told me of another father.
I am more proud to be Sir Rowland's son, his youngest son, and will not change that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
My father loved Sir Rowland as his own, and all the world was my father's mind. Had I before known this young man his son, I should have given him tears for two entreaties I should thus have ventured.
Gentle cousin, let us now go and thank him and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me at heart. Sir, you have well deserved, if you do keep your promises in love, but justly as you have exceeded all promise. Your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suits with fortune that could give more, but that her hand lacks means. Shall we go, Cos?
Aye. Very well, fair gentlemen.
Can I not say I thank you? My better parts are all thrown down, and that which here stands is but a quainton, a mere lifeless block.
He calls us back. My pride fell with my fortune. I'll ask him what he would. Did you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, Cos?
Have with you? Farewell.
What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she urged conference. Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place. I mean, you have deserved high commendation, true applause, and love. Yet such is now the Duke's condition that he misconstrues all that you have done. The Duke is humorous. What he is, indeed, more suits you to conceive than I to speak of.
I thank you, madam, and I pray you, tell me this, which of the two was daughter of the Duke that you was at the wrestling?
Neither is daughter if we judge by manners, yet, indeed, the taller is his daughter. The other is daughter to the banished Duke, and here detained by her usurping uncle to give his daughter company, whose bloods are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can tell you that of late this Duke hath taken displeasure against his gentle niece, and, on my life, his malice against the lady who was suddenly bred forth. Sir, here you go.
Very well. Thus must I from the smoke into the smother, from tyrant Duke unto a tyrant brother. But heavenly Rosalind,
Why, Rosalind, Cupid have mercy, not a word. Come, lame me with reasons.
Then there were two cousins laid up, when the one should be lamed with reason and the other mad without any.
But is all this for your father?
No, it's always for my child's father. Full of briars is this working day well.
They are but bears, cousin. total catch-them.
I could shake them off my coat.
These spurs are in my heart. Come, wrestle with thy affections.
They take the part of a better wrestler than myself.
Good wish upon you. You will try and tie me despite of a fall. But, turning these jests out of service, let us now talk in good earnest. Is it possible, on such a sudden, that you should fall into so strong liking with old Sir Roland's youngest son?
Well, the Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Does it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase I should hate him, for my father hated his father dearly. Yet, I hate not Orlando.
No, Faith, hate him not for my sake. Let me love him, and do you love him because I do? Oh, here comes the Duke, with his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin. Within these 10 days, if that thou beest found so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I do beseech your grace, let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. If with myself I hold intelligence or have acquaintance with mine own desires, then never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thus do all traitors. If their application did consist in words, they are as innocent as grace itself. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereon the likelihood depends.
Thou art thy father's daughter. That's enough.
So was I, when your highness took his dukedom. So was I, when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord. Or if we did derive from offense, what's that to me? My father was no traitor.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak?
Aye, Celia. We saved her. For your sake. Else had she ranged along with her father.
I could not then entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure and your own remorse. I was too young that time to value her, but now I know her. If she be a traitor, why, so am I.
She is too subtle for thee. And her smoothness, her very patient and silent speak to the people, and they pity her. Thou art a fool. She robs thee of thy name. And thou wilt show more bright, and seem more virtuous when she is gone. Then open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is my doom which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool! You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time, upon my honor, and in the greatness of my word, you die.
Oh, my poor Rosalind. Whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I'll give thee mine. I charge thee, be not thou more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin? I prithee be cheerful. Knowest thou not the Duke had banished me, his daughter?
And that he hath not.
No, hath not. Rosalind lacks then the love which teaches thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No. Let my father seek another heir. Therefore, devise with me how we may fly, whither to go, and what to bear with us.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us, amazed as we are, to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than go.
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirk to my face, delight to you, and so we shall pass along and never stir assailants.
Were not better, because that I am more than common told, that I did suit me all points like a man. A gallant curtlex upon my thigh will have a swashing and a marshal outside, as many other mannish cowards have no faces with their sentences. And what shall I call thee when thou art a man? I'll have no worse a name than Job, Sir Page, and therefore look you call me Ganymede.
But what will you be called? Something that had a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena.
Oh, but cousin, what if we essayed to steal the clownish fool out of your father's court? Would he not be a comfort to our trouble?
Oh, he'll go over the wide world with me. Lead me through him. Now, let's away and get our jewels and our wealth together. The wisest, fittest time and safest way to hide from pursuit time will be made after my flight. Now, go in content to liberty and not to banishment.
Now, my co-mates and brothers in exile, hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are these woods not more free from peril than the envious corn? Here feel we but the penalty of Adam. The season's different as the icy fang travels chiding the winter's wind, which, when it bites and blows upon my body, even till I shrink with cold. Doch, I smile and say, this is no flattery. These are counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. I would not change it.
Happy is your grace that can translate the stubbornness of fortune into so quiet and so sweet a style.
Come, shall we go and kill us a venison? And yet, it irks me. The poor dappled fools being native burghers of this desert city should in their own confines with 4 heads have their round quarters scored.
Indeed, my lord, the melancholy Jack excuse to that, and in that kind swears you do more yourself than doth your brother that had banished you. Today, my lord Arden and ourselves did steal behind him as he lay along, under an oak whose antique root peeps out to the which place a poor, sequestered stag that from the hunter's aim had taken a hurt, did come to languish, and thus the heavy fool, much marked of the melancholy, Jack stood on the extreme verges of the swift brook, all commencing it with tears.
What said Jacques? Did you not moralize this spectacle?
Oh yes, into 1,000 similes. First, was weeping into the needless stream. Poor dear, quoth he, thou makest a testament as worldlings do, giving thy sum of more to that which had too much. And then a careless herd, full of pasture, jumps along by him, and never stays to greet him. Ay, quoth Jacques, sweep on, you fat and greasy citizens, 'tis just a fashion, wherefore do you look upon the poor and broken bankrupt there? Thus most effectively he pierceth through the body of the country, city, court, yet of this our lives find that we are mere usurpers, tyrants, and what's worse, to frighten the animals, and to kill them up in their silent native dwelling place.
Did you leave him in this contemplation?
We did, my lord, weeping and commenting looking upon the storming near.
Oh, show me the place. I love to cope him in these sullen fits. Then he's full of matter.
I'll bring you to him straight.
Can it be possible that no man saw them? It cannot be. Some villains of my door are of consent and sufferance in this.
I cannot yield any blessed secret. The ladies who attended of the chamber saw her go there, and in the morning early they found the bed on threshold of their mistress. My lord, the royal clown at whom so oft your grace was wont to laugh is also missing. His spirit and the precious gentlewoman confesses that she secretly overheard your daughter and her cousin much commend the hearts and graces of the wrestler that did, but lately foiled the sin of child. And she believes whoever that one that youth is surely in the company.
Send to his brother. Fetch that gallant header! If he be absent, bring his brother to me. I will make him find him. Do this suddenly, and do not search an inquisition quail to bring again these foolish runaways.
But, my young master, oh gentle master, oh my sweet master, oh you memory of old Sir Rowland, what, why, what make ye here? And wherefore are you gentle, strong, and valiant? And why would you be so prompt to overcome the body price of the humorous doom? Graces comes too swiftly home before you. Know you not, master, to some kind of men their graces serve them but as enemies. No more do yours. Your virtues, gentle master, are sanctified and holy treasures to you.
Why, what's the matter?
Oh, unhappy youth, come not within these doors, within this roof. The enemy of all your graces live. Your brother, no brother, yet the son, yet not the son, I will not call him son of him I was about to call his father, hath heard your praises, and this night he means to burn down the lodgings where you used to lie, and you within it. This house is but a butchery, abhor it, fear it, do not enter it.
Why, whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, so you come not here.
What? Wouldst thou have me go and beg my food? Or with a base and boisterous sword for so thievish living on the common road? I rather will subject myself to the malice of a diverted blood and bloody brother.
But do not so. I have 500 crowns, the thrifty hire I saved under your father, which I did store to be my foster when service in my old limb should lie lame, and all this I give you. Let me be your servant. Though I look old, I'm strong and lusty. For in my youth I never did apply hot and rebellious labors in my blood. Therefore my age is as a lusty wounded, frosty but kindly. Let me go with you. I will do the service of a younger man in all business and necessities.
Oh, good old man. How well thee appears the constant service of the antique world, when service sweat for duty and not for meat. But, poor old man, thou prunest a rotten tree that cannot so much as a single blossom yield, in lieu of all thy pains and husbandry. But come thy ways. We'll go along together, and ere we have thy youthful wages spent, we'll like one some settled low content.
Master, go on and I will follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty. From 17 years to almost 80. Here I live, but now live here no more. 17 years maybe their fortune seek, but at 80 it's too late a week. Yet fortune cannot recompense me better than to die well and not my master's death.
Jupiter! How weary on my spirit!
I care not for my spirits if my legs were not weary.
I can find in my heart to disgrace my man's apparel and to cry like a woman. to show himself courageous to petticoat. Therefore, courage, good Aliena! I pray you, bear with me. I cannot go no further.
Well, I for one would rather bear with you than bear.
Well, this is the forest of Arden.
Aye, now I am in Arden. The more fool I, at home was in a better place. But travellers must be content.
Aye, be so good, Touchstone. For look who comes here, a young man alone who saw them talk.
That is the way to make us scorn you still.
Oh, Corin, that thou knewest how I do love her.
I partly guessed, for I have loved her now.
No, Corin, being old, thou canst not guess. Though, in thy youth, thou wast as true a lover as ever sighed upon a midnight pillow. But, if thy love were ever like to mine, as sure I think did never man love so, how many actions, most ridiculous, hast thou been drawn to by thy fantasy?
Into 1,000 I have forgotten.
Oh, thou didst and never loved so heartily! If thou rememberst not the slightest folly that love ever did make thee run into, thou hast not loved. Or, if thou hast not sat, as I do now, wearying thy hero and thy mistress' praise, thou hast not loved. Or, if thou hast not broke from company, abruptly, as my passion now makes me, thou hast not loved. Oh, Phoebe, Phoebe, Phoebe!
Alas, poor shepherd! In searching for thy wound, I have by hard adventure found mine own.
And I mine. I remember when I was in love, I broke my sword upon a rock and bid him take that for a coming and night Jane's smile. We that are true lovers went into strange capers. But, as all is mortal in nature, so is all nature in love mortal in folly.
Thou speakest wiser than thou art well.
Nay, I shan't ever beware of my own wits till I break my shins against it.
No, the shepherd's passion is not upon my fashion.
I pray you, one of you question yon man if he for gold would give us any food. I pray! Almost.
Hi, you clown! Who calls?
Your betters, sir.
Else they're very wretched.
Peace, I say. Good evening to you, friend.
And to you, gentle sir. And to you all.
I pray you, shepherd, that if lover go can in this desert place by entertainment, bring us to where we can rest ourselves and feed. There's a young maid here with travel much oppressed, and begs for succor.
Fair sir, I pity her, and wish for her sake more than my own. My fortunes were more able to relieve her. But I am shepherd to another man, and do not shear the fleeces that I graze. My master has a churlish disposition. Besides, his cottage and flock and bounds of feed are now on sale. And at our sheep cut now, by reason of his absence, there is nothing you will feed on.
What is he that shall buy his swollen pasture?
That young swain you saw here but a while, who little cares for buying anything.
I pray thee, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage, flock, and pasture, thou shalt have to pay for it of us. And we will mend thy wages. I like this place. And willingly could waste my time in it.
Surely things be sold. Go with me. If you like upon our port, soil the profit, and this kind of life, I shall your faithful feeder be, and buy with your gold, right suddenly.
under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me, and turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. Oh, come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather.
More, I prithee, more.
It will make you melancholy, Mr. Jacques.
I thank you. More, I prithee, more. I can suck melancholy out of a poem as a weasel sucks eggs. More, I prithee, more.
My voice is ragged. I know I cannot please you.
I do not desire you to please me. I do desire you to speak. Come, you read.
More at your request than to please myself.
Well, if I ever thank any man, I'll thank you. Come, read. You will not hold your tongue.
Well, I'll end the poem. Fellows, come the while. The Duke will drink under this tree. He hath been all this day to look at you.
And I have been all this day to avoid him. He is too disputable for my company. I think of as many matters as he, but I give heaven thanks and make no boast of them. Come, come. I'll give you a verse to this note that I made yesterday, in despite of my invention. I'll read it. And thus it goes. If it do come to pass that any man to an ass, leaving his wealth and ease, a stubborn will to please. Duck dame, duck dame, duck dame, here shall he see, grows fools as he, and if he will, come to me.
What's that duck dame?
It is a Greek invocation to bring fools into a circle. I'll go sleep, if I can. If not, I'll rail against all the firstborn of Egypt.
And I'll go seek the Duke. His banquet is prepared.
Oh, dear master, I can go no further. Oh, I die for food. Here I lay down and measure out my grave. Oh, kind master.
Why, how now, Adam? No greater heart in thee? Live a little, comfort a little, cheer thyself a little. If this uncouth forest yield anything savage, I will either be food for it or bring it for food to thee. Thy conceit is nearer death than thy powers. For my sake, be comfortable. Hold death a while at arm's end. I will be with thee presently, and if I bring thee not something to eat, I will give thee leave to die. But if thou diest before I return, thou art a marker of my labour. Well said. Thou lookest cheerly, and I will be with thee quickly. Yet thou liest in the bleak air. Come, I shall bear thee to some shelter. And thou shalt not die for lack of a dinner if there live anything in this desert. Cheerly, good Adam.
I think he be transformed into a beast, but I didn't know I fight him like a man.
My lord, he is but even now gone hence. Here was he married, giving a song.
Go seek him and tell him I would speak with him.
He saves for labor by his own approach.
Why, how now, monsieur? What life is this that your poor friends must woo your company? What? You look merrily.
A fool, I met a fool in the forest. A motley fool, a miserable world. As I do live by food, I met a fool in the forest who laid him down and basked him in the sun. Good morrow, fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he. Call me not fool till heaven hath sent me fortune. And then he drew a dial from his poke, and looking on it with lackluster eyes, says very wisely, "'Tis but 10 o'clock. Thus we may see," quoth he, "how the world wags. 'Tis but an hour ago since it was 9, and in 1 hour more 'twill be 11. And thus from hour to hour we ripe and ripe, and thus from hour to hour we rot and rot. And thereby hangs the tale. When I did hear the motley fool thus moral on the time, I did laugh sans intermission an hour by his style. Oh, worthy fool, oh, noble fool, Motley's the only wear.
What fool is this?
A worthy fool. One that hath been a courtship. In his brain, which is as dry as the remainder biscuit after a voyage, he hath strange places crammed with observation, the which he vents in mangled forms. Oh, that I were a fool. I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Thou shalt have one.
It is my only suit. Invest me in my motley. Give me leave to speak my mind, and I will through and through cleanse the foul body of the infected world, if they will patiently receive my medicine.
Fie on thee. I can tell what thou wouldst do.
What for a counter would I do but good?
Most mischievous foul sin. Enchanting sin. For thou thyself hast been a libertine, as sensual as brutish thing itself, and all the embossed sores and headed evils that thou, with license of free foot hast caught, or wouldst thou disgorge into the general world?
Oh, what is he of basest function, that thinks his bravery is not of my cost, thinking that I mean him, and therein suits his folly to the metal of my speech? There then, what then? Let me see wherein my tongue hath wronged. If he be right, why then he hath wronged himself. If he be free, why then my taxing like the wild goose flies, unclaimed of any man. But who comes here?
Forbear and eat no more.
Why, I have eaten none yet.
Thou shalt not, till necessity be served.
What kind should this cock come of?
Thou thus emboldened, man, by thy distress, or else a rude despiser of good manners, that in civility thou seems so empty.
You touched my vein at first. The thorny point of bare distress had ta'en from me the show of smooth civility. Yet am I inland bred and know some nurture. But forbear, I say, he dies that touches any of this fruit, till I and my affairs answer.
What would you have? Your gentleness, your move was more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost died for fruit, and let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently. Pardon me, I pray you. I thought all things been savage here, and therefore put on the countenance of stern commandment. Whatever you are, if ever you have looked on better days, if ever sat at any good man's feast, and know it is to pity and be pitied, let gentleness my strong enforcement be, in the which hope I blush and I hide my sword.
True it is that we have seen better days, and sat at good men's feast, and wiped our eyes of drops that sacred pity hath engendered. Therefore, set you down in gentleness, and take upon command what help we may have, that to your wanting may be ministered.
Then but forbear your food a little while, whilst, like a doe, I go to find my fawn and give it food. There is an old poor man, who after me hath many a weary stem limped in pure love. Till he be first sufficed, oppressed with two weak evils, age and hunger, I will not touch a bit.
Go seek him out, and we will waste nothing till you return.
I thank you, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest, we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theatre presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely plays. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time may play many parts, that being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. And then the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like a furnace, with a woeful ballad written to his mistress's eyebrow. And then the soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pod, jealous in honor and sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, fair round belly and with good capon lined, with eyes severe and beard of a formal cut, full of wise sauce and modern instances. And so he plays his part, the sixth age shifts into the lean and slippery pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful hose, well saved, are world too wide for his shrunk shank. And his big manly voice, turning again towards childish treble, pipes and whistles in sound. The last scene of all that ends this strange eventful history is second childishness, mere oblivion, sense teeth, sense eyes, sense taste, sense everything.
Well, welcome. Set you down your venerable pardon. Let him be.
I thank you. For him.
So had you need, I scarce can speak to thank for myself.
Welcome, for too. I will not trouble you. I shall question you about your fortunes. Give us some verse, good cousin. Read.
Blow, blow, thou winter wind. Thou art not so unkind, unkind, as man's ingratitude. Thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen, although thy breath be rude. Then hey-ho sing, hey-ho unto the green holly. Most friendship is feigning, most loving mere folly. Then hey-ho the holly, this life is most jolly.
If that you were the good Sir Rowland's son, as you have whispered faithfully you are, and as mine eyes does his effigies witness most truly living in your face, be truly welcome hither. I am the Duke that loved your father. The residue of your fortune, go to my cave and tell him. Good old man, thou art right welcome as my master is. Support him by the arm, give me your hand, and let me all your fortunes understand.
Have not seen him since. Sir? Sir, that cannot be! But were I not the bed of hard-made mercy, I should not seek an absent argument of my revenge thou present. But look to it. Find out thy brother, wheresoever he is. Seek him with candor. Bring him dead or living within this 12 months. Or turn thou no more to seek a living in our territory. Thy lands, and all things with seizure, do we seize into our hands, till, taking quixty of thy brother's mouth of what we think against thee.
Oh, that your highness threw my heart to this. I never loved my brother in my life.
More villain thou. Well, push him out of doors. And let my officers of such a nature make an extent upon his house and lands. Do this expediently, and turn him going.
Hang there my verse, in witness of my love. Oh, Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their barks my thoughts I'll character, that every eye which in this forest looks shall see thy virtue witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree the fair, the chaste, the unexpressive she.
And how like the shepherd's life, Master Touchstone?
Truly, shepherd, in respect of itself, it's a good life. But in respect that it's a shepherd's life, it is not. Now, in respect that it is solitary, I like it well. But in respect that it is private, it's a very vile life. Now, in respect it's in the fields, it pleaseth me well. But in respect that it's not in the court, it is tedious! Hast any philosophy in thee, shepherd?
No more than I know, the more one sickens, the worse that easy is. That he that wants money, means, and content is without 3 good friends. The property of rain is to wet and fire to burn. A good pasture makes fat sheep. And that a great cause of the night is lack of the sun.
Such a one is a natural philosopher. Was there ever court, shepherd?
No, truly.
Thou art damned!
Nay, I hope.
Thou art damned like an ill-roasted egg, all on one side.
For not being at court, your reason.
Why, if thou was never at court, then never sawest good manners. And if thou never sawest good manners, then thy manners must be wicked. And wickedness is sin, and sin is damnation. Thou art in a perilous state, shepherd.
Not a whit, Touchstone. Those that are good manners at the court are as ridiculous in the country as the behavior of the country is most mockable at the court. You told me you salute not at the court, but you kiss your hands. Such courtesy would be uncleanly at courtiers with shepherds.
Instance briefly, come instance.
Why, we are still handling our ewes, and their fells, you know, are greasy.
Why, do not your courtiers' hands sweat? And is not the grease of a mutton as wholesome as the sweat of a man? Shadow, I say, a sound instance come.
Besides, our hands are hard.
Your lips shall feel them sooner. Mwah! A sound instance come.
You have too courtly wit for me, Touchstone. I'll rest.
Without rest, damned? God help thee, shallow man. God make incision in thee, thou art raw.
Sir, I am a true labourer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear, and the greatest my pride is to see my ewes graze, my lambs suck.
That is another simple sin in you. To bring the ewes and the rams together and offer to get your living off the copulation of cattle. If thou be not damned for this, the devil himself will have no shepherds. I cannot see else how thou shouldst escape.
Here comes young Master Ganymede, my new mistress's brother.
From the east to western inn, no jewels like Rosalind. All the pictures fair as line are but black to Rosalind. Let no fair be kept in mind, but the fair Rosalind.
I shall ride me so 8 years straight. Dinners and suppers and sleeping hours accepted. It's the right but a woman's right to market.
Out, fool!
For a taste? If a heart do like a hind, let him seek out Rosalind. If the cat will act a kind, so be sure will Rosalind. Winter garments must be lined, though a slender Rosalind. He the sweet rose will find, must find lover's prick. And Rosalind. That's the very false scandal of verse. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool! I found them on a tree.
Truly, the tree yields bad fruit.
Peace! Here comes my sister reading. Stand aside.
Therefore heaven nature charged, that one body should be filled with all graces wide and large. Nature presently distilled Helen's cheek, but not her heart. Cleopatra's majesty, Asalance's better part. Sad Lucretia's modesty. Thus Rosalind, of many parts. By heavenly sign that was devised, of many faces, eyes, and hearts, to have the touches dearest prized. Heaven would that she these gifts should have, and I to live and die her slave.
Most gentle pulpiter, what tedious holy of love have you wearied your parishioners withal, and never cried, have patience, good people. How now? Bag, good friends. Shepherd, go for little. Go with him, Sarah.
Come, shepherd, let us make an honourable retreat. Do not look back and baggage. It was scrimmage.
It's thou hear these verses.
Aye, but the feet were lame and could not bear themselves without the verse, and therefore stood lamely in the verse.
Yes, but didst thou hear them without wondering how thy name came to be hanged and carved upon these trees?
I was 7 of the 9 days out of the wonder before you came. For look here what I found in the palm tree. I was never so right.
Know you who hath done this?
Is it a man?
And a chain you once wore about his neck. You chains gone
I
loud.
prithee who?
Oh, Lord. It is a hard matter for friends to meet, but mountains may be removed with earthquakes, and so encounter.
I prithee now, the most petitionary vehemence, tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again wonderful, and after that, out of all, good my complexion.
Dost thou think, though I am comparisoned like a man, I have a Dublin hose in my disposition? I prithee, tell me what is quickly and speak apace.
So you made for the man in your belly?
Is he of goldsmithing? What manner of man? Is his head worth a hat, or his chin worth a beard?
Nay, he hath but a little beard. It is young Orlando that tripped up the restless hills, and your heart fell in an instant.
Nay, but the devil take mocking. Speak, sad brow and true maid.
I faint, cos, 'tis he.
Orlando?
Orlando.
Alas the day! What shall I do with my Dublin house? What did he when thou sawest him? What said he? Wherein went he? What makes him here? Did he ask for me? Where remains he? How parted he with thee? And when shalt thou see him again? Answer me in one word.
You must bore me gargantuous mouth first. 'Tis a word too great for any mouth this age's size.
Doth he know that I'm in this forest and in man's apparel? Looks he as freshly as he did the day he wrestled.
It is as easy to count atomies as to resolve the prepositions of a lover. But take a note of my finding him, and relish it with good observance. I found him under a tree like a dropped acorn.
It may well be called Jove's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give me audience, good madam. Sit. There lay he, stretched along like a wounded knight.
He'd be pity to see such a sight. It well becomes the ground.
Cry hold to thy tongue, I prithee, curb it unseasonably. He was furnished like a hunter.
How ominous, he comes to kill my heart.
I would sing my song without a burden. Thou bravest me out of tune.
Do you not know I am a woman? When I think I must speak. Sweet, say on.
Bring me out. So, comes he not here?
To see, sleep by and note him.
I thank you for your company, but good faith, I had as well have been myself alone.
As had I, but yet, for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your society.
God be with you. Let's meet as little as we can.
I do decide we may be better strangers.
I pray you, mar no more trees with writing love songs in their bark.
I pray you, mar no more of my verses, with reading them unfavourably.
Rosalind's your love's name?
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
Well, there was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What's that, Tricia?
Just as high as my heart.
You are full of pretty answers. Have you not been acquainted with goldsmiths' wives and conned them out of rings?
Not so, but answer you right painted cloth once you have studied your questions.
Have an nimble wit. I think 'twas made of Atlantis secrets. Come, will you sit down with me, and we two will rail against our mistress the world and all our misery.
I will chide no breed on the world but myself, against whom I know most faults.
Worst fault you have is to be in love.
This fault I will not change for your best virtue. I grow weary of you.
By my troth, I was seeking for a fool when I found you.
He is drowned in the brook. Look but in and thou shalt see him.
There I shall see my own figure.
Which I take to be either a fool or a cipher.
I'll tarry no longer with you. Fare you well, good Signor Love.
I'm glad of your departure. Adieu, good Monsieur Melancholy.
I speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit plain the knave to him. Do you hear, Forester?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you, what is the clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there's no true lover in the forest. Else sighing every minute and groaning every hour would take the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
And why not the swift foot of time?
By no means, sir. Time travels in diverse paces with diverse persons. I'll tell you who time trots withal, who time gallops withal, and who he stands still withal.
And really, who doesn't trot with all?
Mary, he trots hard with a young maid between the contract of her marriage and the day it is solemnized. If the interim be but a sennight, time's pace is so hard that it's seen the length of 7 years.
But who doth he gallop withal?
With a thief to the gallows, for though he goes as softly as foot can fall, he thinks himself too soon there.
But who stays it still withal?
With lawyers in the vacation, for they skip between term and term, and then they perceive not how time moves.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
Oh, with this shepherdess, my sister.
Your accent is something finer than could be purchased in so removed a dwelling.
I have been told so of many, but indeed, religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was in his youth an inland man, one that knew courtship too well for that fell in love. I have had to read many lectures against it, and I thank God I am not a woman to be touched with so many giddy offences as he had generally taxed the whole sex withal.
Can you remember any of these principal evils that he laid to the charge of women?
Oh, there was none principal. Everyone faults him in monstrous till his fellow folk came to matches.
I prithee, recount some of them.
No, I will not cast away my physic but another that I'm sick. There is a young man haunts the forest who abuses our young plants with carving Rosalind on their barks. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the particular love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shaped. I pray you tell me a remedy.
That is none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love, in which case of brushes I am sure you are not a prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not, a blue eye sunken, which you have not, an unquestionable spirit, which you have not. Then your sleeve should be unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man. You are rather a point device in your accoutrements, as loving yourself rather than seeming to love of any other.
Good youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe? You may soon make her that you love believe. But in good sooth, are you he that hangs the verses on the trees wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to thee, youth, by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that he. That unfortunate he.
But are you so much in love as your rhyme speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, and I tell you, deserves to swallow a dark house and the whip as madmen do. And the reason why they are not so punished in jail is that the lunacy is so ordinary that the whippers are not too. Yet I prefer curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one, and in this manner. He was to imagine me, his love, his mistress, and I set him every day to woo me. At which time would I, being but moonish youth, be so effeminate, changeable, inconstant, full of tears, full of smiles, for every passion something, and for no passion truly anything, would now like him, now loathe him, that I drew my suitor from his mad humour of love to a living humour of madness, which was to forswear the false spring of the world and to live in a nook merely monastic. And thus I cured him, and this way will I take upon me to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's hut. There shall not be one spot of love in it.
I would not be cured, good youth.
I would cure you, if you would but call me Rosalind, and come every day to my cut and woo me.
Now by the faith of my love I will. I pray you tell me where it is.
Go with me to it, and I'll show it you. And by the way, you shall tell me where in the forest you live. Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Nay, you must call me Rosalind. Come, sister, will you go?
Audrey, I fetched up your goats, Audrey, and how, Audrey, am I the man yet? Do my simple features content you?
Your features? Lord warned us. What features?
I'm here with thee and thy goats, as the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the gods.
Oh, knowledge of inhabited, worse than Jove in a thatched house.
Truly, I wish the gods had made thee more poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest in deed and word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly. For the truest poets are the most feigning, and lovers are given to poetry. And what they swear in poetry as lovers, they do feign.
Do you wish then that the gods had made me poetical?
I do, for thou swear to me thou art honest. Now, if thou wert a poet, I might have some hope thou didst feign.
Would you not have me honest?
No, unless thou wert hard-favoured. For honesty coupled to beauty is to have honey as sauce to sugar.
A material fool.
Well, I'm not fair, and therefore I pray the gods make me honest.
Truly. And to throw away honesty upon a foul slut was to put good meat into an unclean dish.
I am not a slut. Though, I thank the gods I am foul.
Well, praise be the gods for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter. But be that as it may be, I will marry thee. And to that end, I bring the Father Martix, the vicar of the next village, who has agreed to meet us in this place of the forest and to couple us.
I fancy this meeting.
Well, the gods give us joy.
Amen. Unless a man may, if he were of a fearful heart, stagger in his attempt. For here we have no temple but the woods, and no assembly but horn beasts. What though? Courage! Here comes Father Martext! Father Martext! Father Martext, you are well met. Will you dispatch us here by this tree, or shall we go with you to your chapel?
Is there none here to give the woman?
I will not take her on gift of any man.
Truly she must be given, or the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed, I'll give her.
Oh, good evening, gentle master. What you called? Oh, you are well met indeed. God ill you for your last company.
Will you be married, Motley?
As the ox has his bow, sir, the horse his curb, and the falcon her bells, so too man hath his desires. And as pigeon's bill, so too wedlock would be nibbling.
And will you, being a man of your breed, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get you to church and have a good priest that can tell you what marriage is. This fellow will but join you as they join wainscot, and then one of you will prove a shrunk panel, and then like green timber warpboard.
I'm not of the mind, but it were better to be married of him or of someone else. For he's not like to marry me well, and not being married well, it'll be a good excuse for me to hereafter leave my wife.
Go down with me, and let me counsel.
Come, Audrey, we must be married, we must live in Bawdry. Farewell, good father, not great father. Oh, sweet father, be gone, I say. I will not to wedding with thee.
'Tis no matter. No fantastical knave of them all shall flout me out of my calling.
Never talk to me! I will say.
Do, I prithee. Yes, have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man.
Have I a cause to weep?
As good as one would desire, therefore weep.
His very hairs of a dissembling colour.
Something browner than Judas's. Mary, his kisses are Judas's children.
In faith, his hairs of a good colour.
An excellent colour. Your chestnut was ever the only colour.
But why did he swear he would come this morning and comes not?
Nay, certainly, there's no truth in him.
Do you think so?
Yes. I think he's not a pig person, nor a horse stealer, but for his verity, love, I do think him as concave as a covered goblet or a worm-eaten knot.
Not true in love?
Yes, when he's in, but I think he's not in.
You have heard him swear downright he was.
Was is not is. Besides, the oath of a lover is no stronger than the word of a tapster. He attends here in the forest under Duke your father?
I met the Duke yesterday and had much question with him. He asked me of what parentage I was, and so I told him as good as he. So he laughed and let me go. We're talking of fathers, but there's such a man as Orlando.
Oh, that's a brave man.
He writes brave verses, speaks brave words,
Swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely. Oh, but all was brave that youth mounted body guides. You look who comes here.
Mistress and master, you have often inquired of the shepherd who complained of love, that you saw sitting by me on the turf, praising the proud, disdainful shepherdess that was his mistress.
Well, and what of him?
Well, if you would see a pageant truly played between the pale complexion of true love and red glow of scorn and proud disdain, go with me a while, and I shall conduct you, if you will mark it.
Come and let us remove. The sight of lovers feedeth those in love. Bring us to this sight, and you shall say Aalborg a busy actor in the play.
Do not scorn me. Do not, Phoebe. Say that you love me not, but say not so in bitterness. The common executioner folds not the axe upon humbled neck, but begs first pardon. Will you sterner be than he that dies and lives by bloody drops?
Thou tells me there is murder in mine eye. 'Tis pretty, sure, and very probable that eyes that are the frailest and softest things should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now I do frown thee with all my heart, and if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee. Now, canst thou to swoon? Why now fall down? Or, if thou canst not, oh, for shame, lie not to say mine eyes are murderers.
Oh, dear Phoebe, if ever you meet in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, then shall you know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrows make.
But till that time, come not thou near me, and when that time comes, afflict me with thy mocks. Pity me not, for till that time, I shall not pity thee. Why, I pray you? Who might be your mother that you insult, exalt, and all at once over the wretched? What though you have no beauty, must you be therefore proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why do you look on me? I see no more new than in the ordinary of nature's sail work. Oh, 'twas life, no, nay, proud mistress, hope not after it. You, foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her? You are 1,000 times proper a man than she a woman. 'Tis such fools as you that makes the world full of ill-favoured children. That's not her glass, but you that flatters her. But, mistress, I must tell you, friendly in your ear, sell when you can. You are not for all markets. Cry the man mercy, love him, take his offer. Foul's most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. Take her to thee, shepherd, fare you well. Sweet youth, I pray you, chide a year together. I had rather hear you chide than this man woo. He has fallen in love with your foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. If it be so, as fast as she answers thee with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with bitter words. Why do you look upon me? For no ill will I bear you. I pray you, do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine. Besides,
Phoebe?
What sayest thou, Silvius?
Sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Why, I am sorry for thee, gentle Silvius.
Wherever sorrow is, relief would be. If you do sorrow at my grief and love, by giving love, your sorrow and my grief will both be certain.
Thou hast my love. Is that not neighbourly?
But I would have you.
Whatever covetousness! Silvius, the time was that I hated thee, and yet it is not that I bear thee love. But since that thou canst talk of love so well, thy company which erst was irksome to me, I will endure, and I'll employ thee too, but do not look for further recompense than thine own gladness that thou art employed. Knowest now the youth that spoke to me a while?
Not very well, but I have met him oft. He hath bought the cottage and the bounds that the old Carlet once was master of.
Think not I love him though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy. Yet he talks well. It is a pretty youth. Not very pretty, but sure he's proud and yet his pride becomes him. He'll make a proper man. The best thing in him is his complexion, and faster than his tongue did make offence, his eye did heal it up. He's not very tall, yet for his years he's tall. There be some women, Silvius, had they marked him in parcels as I did, would have gone near to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not. And yet I have more cause to hate him than to love him, for what had he to do to shine in me? I marvel why I answered not again. But that's all one. Omittance is no quittance. I'll write him a very taunting letter. And thou shalt bear it, wilt thou, Silvius?
Oh, Phoebe, with all my heart.
I'll write it straight. The matter's in my head and in my heart. I would be bitter with him and passing short. Go with me, Silvius.
I pray thee, pretty youth, let me be better acquainted with thee.
They say you are a melancholy fellow.
I am so, I do love it better than laugh.
Those that are in the extremity of either are abominable fellows and betray themselves to every modern censure, worse than drunkards.
Well, it is good to be sad and say nothing.
Why then 'tis good to be a post.
I have neither the scholar's melancholy, which is emulation, nor the courtier's, which is proud, nor the lady's, which is nice, nor the lover's, which is always. But it is a melancholy of mine own, and indeed the sundry's contemplation of my travels, wherein my often rumination wraps me in a most humorous sadness.
A traveller, by my faith, you have great reason to be sad. I fear you have sown your own land to see other men's. Then, to have seen much and to have nothing is to have rich eyes and poor hands.
Yes, I have gained my experience.
And your experience makes you sad. I'd rather have a fool to make me marry than experience make me sad. And to travel for it too.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Nay then, God be with you and you talking blank verse.
My well-wisher traveller. How now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You a lover. And you served me such another trick, never come no more in my sight.
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promising love. To divide a minute into 1,000 parts and to break but a part of the 1,000th part of a minute in the advance of love.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tart, never come no more in my sight. I have as well be rude of a snail.
Of a snail?
I of a snail. For though he comes slowly, he brings his house on his head. Better George, I think, than you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
And what's that?
wide horns, which such as you are fain to be beholden to your wives for.
Virtue is no horn maker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind.
Though it pleases him to call you so, he had a Rosalind offer betterly than you.
Come, woo me, but now I'm in a holiday humor and like enough to consent. What would you say to me and I were your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Nay, you were better speak first, and when you are out for lack of matter, you might have occasion to kiss.
How if the kiss be denied?
Then she puts you to entreaty, and there begins a new matter.
Who could be out, being before his beloved mistress?
Am I not your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you are, for I would be speaking of her.
Well, in her person I say, I will not have you.
Then in my own person I die.
No, baby, die by attorney. The whole world is almost 6,000 years old, and in all this time there was not any man died in his own person in a love cause. Men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them, but not for love.
I would not have my right Rosalind of this mind, for I protest her frown might kill me.
By this hand you will not kill a fly. But come, now I will be your Rosalind in a more coming-on disposition, and ask me what you will, I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Yes, faith will I, Fridays and Saturdays and all.
And wilt thou have me?
I and 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Are you not good?
I hope so.
Why then, who can desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister, you shall be the priest and marry us. Give me your hand, Melinda. What say you, sister?
Pray thee, marry us.
I cannot say the words. You must begin. Will you?
Go to! Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
When?
Why, now, as fast as she can marry us.
Then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
Now tell me how long you will have her after you have possessed her.
Forever and a day.
Say a day without the ever. No, Orlando. Men are April when they woo, December when they wed. Maids are made when they're maids, but the sky changes when they're wives. I will be more jealous of thee than a Barbary cock pigeon over his hen, more giddy in my desires than a monkey. I will weep for nothing like Diana in the fountain, that when thou be supposed to be married. I will laugh like a hyena, and that when thou inclined to sleep.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
Oh, she's wise.
Well, she could not have the wit to do this. The wives of the way, Walter. Make the doors upon a woman's wit, and it will out at the casement. Shut that, 'twill out at the keyhole. Stop that, and it will fly with the smoke out the chimney. You shall never take her without her answer, unless you take her without her tongue. Oh, that woman that cannot make her fault her husband's occasion, let her never nurse her child herself, for she will greet it like a fool.
For these 2 hours, my dear Rosalind, I will leave.
Alas, dear love, I cannot lag thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock I will be with thee again.
Aye, go your ways, go your ways. I knew you would approve. The flattering tongue of yours won me. 'Tis but one cast away, and so, from death. 2 o'clock hour?
Aye, sweet Rosalind.
By my troth, and in good earnest, and so God mend me, and by all pretty oaths that are not dangerous, if you break 1 jot of your promise, or come 1 minute behind your hour, I will think you the most pathetical break promise, the most hollow lover, and the most unworthy of her that you call Rosalind, that may be chosen out of the gross band of the unfaithful. Therefore, beware my censure, and keep the promise.
With no less religion than if thou were indeed my Rosalind. So, adieu.
Well, Time is the old justice that examines all such offenders and let time try. Adieu.
You have simply misused our sex in your love parade. We should have adopted an host plucked over your head and show the world what the bird had done to its own nest.
Oh, these cars, my pretty little cars. The birds know how many fathom deep I am in love. Oh, it cannot be sounded. My affection hath an unknown bottom, like the Bay of Portugal. Or rather, bottomless. Those bastards you pour affection in. It runs out again. I'll tell thee, Amelia, I cannot be out of the sight of Orlando. I'll go find a chateau and sigh till he comes. And I'll sleep. How say you now? Is it not past 2 o'clock? And here much Orlando.
I warrant thee, with pure love and troubled brain, he had taken his bow and arrow and gone forth to sleep. Look who comes here.
My errand is to you, fair youth. My gentle Phoebe bid me give you this. I know not the contents, but as I guess, by the stern brow and waspish action which she did use as she was writing of it, it bears an angry tenor. Oh, pardon me, I am but as a guiltless messenger.
What's my will? How long is not the hare that I do hunt? Why write you so to me? Well, shepherd, well, this is a letter of your own device.
No! I protest. I know not the contents. Phoebe wrote it.
Come, you are a fool and turned into the extremity of love. I said she never did invent this letter. This is a man's invention, at his hand.
Sure it is hers.
It is a boisterous and cruel style, a style that challenges. Ugh, she defies me like tact Christian. Will you hear the letter?
So please you, for I never heard it yet. Yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
Phoebe's me. Mark how the tyrant writes. Art thou God to shepherd turned, that a maiden's heart hath burned? Can a woman rail thus?
Call you this railing?
Alack in me, what strange effect, what thou work in my respect? Whilst you chide me, I did love, how then might your prayers move? He that brings this love to thee, little knows this love in me, and by him seal up thy mind, whether that the youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me and all that I can make, or else by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die.
Call you this chiding?
And that's poor shepherd! Do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman? What, to make thee an instrument and play false strings upon thee? Not to be endured. Go your way to her, and say this to her, that if she love me, I charge her to love thee. If she will not, I will never have her unless thou entreat for her. If you be a true lover, hence, and not a word, for here comes more company.
Good morrow, fair ones. Pray you, if you know, where in the purlieus of this forest stands a sheep-cart fenced about with olive trees.
West of this place, down in the neighborhood bottom, but at this how the house doth keep itself, there's none within.
If that an eye may profit by a tongue, then should I know you by description. Such garments and such years, are you not the owner of the house I did inquire for?
It is no boast between us to say that we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to that youth he calls his Rosalind. He sends this bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame. If you will know what man I am, and how and why and where this handkerchief was stained.
I pray you, tell it.
When last the young Orlando parted from him, he left a promise to return again within an hour. And pacing through the forest, lo, what befell! He threw his eye aside, and mark what object did present itself. Under an oak, a wretched ragged man lay sleeping on his back. About his neck, a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself. Seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself, and did, with the dainty glide, slip away into a bush, under which bush's shade a lioness lay couching, with head on ground and cat-like watch, when that the sleeping man should stir. For 'tis the voidless position of that beast to pray, and nothing doth seem as dead. This seen Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his elder brother.
Oh, I have heard him speak oft of that very same brother, and he did rename the most unnatural that ever lived amongst men.
And well he so might do, for well I know he was unnatural.
But to Orlando did he meet them there from hungry lioness?
Twice did he turn his back and purpose so, but kindness, nobler ever than revenge, and nature stronger than his just occasion, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him, in which, hurtling from miserable slumber, I awake.
Oh, his brother? Was you he rescued?
Was you that did so contrive to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell you what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes, being the thing I am.
Fight for the bloody napkin!
By and by, when from the first to last betwixt us two, tears are recounted and most kindly bathed, as how I came into that desert place, in brief, he led me to the gentle Duke, who gave me fresh array and entertainment, committing me unto my brother's love, who led me instantly to his cave. There stripped himself, and here, upon his arm, the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled. And now he fainted, and cried in fainting upon Rosalind. Brief, I recovered him, found of his wound, and after some small space, being strong heart, he sent me hither to tell his story and to give this napkin dyed in his blood to the shepherd youth that in sport doth call his Rosalind.
Now, Ganymede!
Many will swoon where they do look on blood.
There's more in it. Cousin Ganymede!
Look, he recovers.
I pray you, take him by the arm.
Be of good cheer, you, a man. You like a man's heart.
I do, sir. I confess it. Sir, I would think this was well counterfeited. I pray you, tell your brother how I counterfeited.
This was not counterfeit. There's too great testimony in your confection that it was a passion of earnest.
Counterfeit, I assure you.
Come, you look paler and paler. I pray you, let's go homewards. Good, sir? Go with us?
That will I. For I must bounce back, will you excuse my brother, possibly?
I shall devise something, I pray you. My counterfeiting to your brother. Will you go?
We shall find a time, Audrey. Patience, gentle Audrey.
Faith, the priest was good enough, fool, the old gentleman sang.
Oh, a most wicked father, Audrey, a most vile man. But Audrey, there's a youth in the forest. They claim to you.
I know who 'tis. He hath no interest in me in the world. Well, here comes the man, you mean?
It is meat and drink to me to see a clown. By my troth, we that have good wits have much to answer for. We shall be flouting, we cannot hold.
Good evening, Audrey.
Good even, William.
And good evening to you, sir.
Good evening to you too. Come on thy head. Come on thy head. Come on thy head. Nay, pray thee. Be covered. How old are you, friend?
5 and 20, sir.
All right, page. Is thy name William?
William, sir.
A fair name. Wast born in the forest here?
Aye, sir. I thank God.
Thank God. Good answer. Art rich?
Faith, so-so.
So-so is good. So-so is very good. It's very excellent good. And yet it is not. It is but so-so. Art wise?
Yes, sir, I have a pretty wit.
Why, thou sayest well. I remember an outlaw saying that the fool thinks himself to be a wise man, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. Do you love this maid?
I do, sir.
Give me your hand. Art learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have. For it is a figure in rhetoric that drink, being put out of a cup into a glass, by filling one, doth empty the other. For all your writers do consent that ipsi is he. Now, you are no longer ipsi, for I am he.
Which he, sir?
He, sir, that must marry this woman. Therefore, clown, abandon. Which in the vulgar is leave, society, which in the boorish is company, of this female, which in the common is woman, which together is abandon society this female, or clown, thou perishest. Or to thy better understanding diest. Or to it, I kill thee, I make thee away, I translate thy life into death, thy liberty into bondage. I'll deal poison with thee, or in bastinado, or in steel, I'll overrun thee with policy, I will ban thee with the infection, I will kill thee 150 ways! Therefore, tremble! And depart.
Do, good William.
God rest you merry, sir.
Tomorrow's a joyful day, Audrey. Tomorrow will we be married.
I do desire with all my heart, and I hope it is no dishonest desire to desire a woman of the world.
Our mistress and master seek you. Come, away! Away!
Trip, Audrey, I attend. Is it possible that on so little acquaintance you should like her? That but seeing you should love her? And loving woo? And wooing she should grant? And will you persevere to enjoy her?
Neither call the giddiness of it in question. The poverty of her, the small acquaintance, my sudden wooing, nor her sudden consenting. But say with me that I love Aliena, and say with her that she loves me, and consent with both that we may enjoy each other. It shall be to your good, for my father's house and all the revenue there was also Roland's will I stay upon you, and here live and die a shepherd.
You have my consent. Let your wedding be tomorrow. Thither will I invite the Duke and all his contented followers. Now, go you and prepare your Aliena. For, look you, here comes my Rosalind.
God save you, brother.
And you, fair sister.
My dear Lander, how it grieves me to see thee wear thy heart in a scarf.
'Tis my arm.
I thought your heart had been wounded with the claws of a lion.
Wounded it is, but with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited to swoon when he showed me your handkerchief?
Aye, and greater wonders than that.
Oh, I know where you are. Nay, 'tis true, for your brother and my sister no sooner met, but they loved. No sooner loved, but they sighed. No sooner sighed, but they asked one another the reason. No sooner knew the reason, but they sought the remedy. And in these degrees have they made us pass as to marriage, which they will climb incontinent, or else be incontinent before marriage.
They shall be married tomorrow, and I will invite the Duke to the nuptial. But oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes. By so much the more shall I tomorrow be at the height of heart heaviness, for thinking my brother happy for having what he wishes for.
Why then, tomorrow, can I not serve your turn for Rosalind?
I can live no longer by pretending.
I will weary you then no longer with idle talking. Know of me then, for now I speak to some purpose, that I know you are a man of good conceit. Believe then that I can do strange things. If you do love Rosalind so near the heart as your gesture cries it out, when your brother marries Helena, shall you marry her? I know into what straits of fortune she is driven, and it is not impossible to me, if it appear not inconvenient to you, to set her before your eyes tomorrow, human as she is, and without any danger.
Speakest thou in sober meanings?
By my life I do. Therefore, put in your best array, with your friends, for if you will be married tomorrow, you shall, and to Rosalind, if you will. Oh, here comes a love of mine, a lover of her.
You have done me much ungentleness to show the letter that I writ to you.
I care not if I have. It is my study to seem despiteful and ungentle to you. You are now followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him, love him. He worships you.
Good shepherd,
Tell this youth what 'tis to love.
It is to be all made of sighs and tears, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
I for no woman.
It is to be all made of faith and service, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be all made of fantasy, all made of passion, and all made of wishes, all adoration, duty, and observance, all humbleness, all patience and impatience, all purity, all trial, all observance. And so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
And so am I for no woman.
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, I blame you me to love you.
Who do you speak to? Why blame you me to love you?
To her that is not here, nor doth not hear.
Oh, I pray you, no more of this. It is like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. I will help you if I can. I will love you if I could. Tomorrow, meet me all together. I will marry you if ever I marry a woman, and I shall be married tomorrow. I will satisfy you if ever I satisfy a man, and you shall be married tomorrow. I will content you if what pleases you contents you, and you shall be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, meet. As you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, I'll meet. Fare you well. I have left you. Come on.
I'll not fail if I live.
Nor I.
All right.
Dost thou believe, Orlando, that the boy can do all that he hath promised?
I sometimes do believe, and sometimes do not. As those that fear, they hope, and know they fear.
Patience once more while so compact is urged. You say, if I bring in your Rosalind, you will bestow her on Orlando, yeah?
That would I, had I kingdoms to give with her.
And you say you will have her when I bring her.
That would I, were I of all kingdoms king.
You say you will marry me if I be willing.
That will I, should I die the hour after.
But if you do refuse to marry me, you will give yourself to this most faithful shepherd.
So is the bargain?
You say you will have Phoebe if she will.
Though to have her and death were both one thing.
I have promised to make all this matter even. Keep you your word.
I do remember in this shepherd voice some lively touches of my daughter's favour.
My lord, the first time I ever saw him, we thought he was a brother to your daughter.
There is sure another fluff toward, and these couples are coming to the ark. Here's a pair of very strange beasts, which in all tongues are called fools.
Greeting and salutation to you all.
Good, my lord, fit and welcome. This is the motley-minded gentleman that I have so often met in the forest. He hath been a courtier, he swears.
If any man doubt that, let him put me to my purgation. I have trod a measure. I have flattered a lady. I have been politic my friend, smooth my enemy. I have undone 3 tailors, had 4 quarrels, and like to have fought 1.
And how is that?
Faith. We met and found the quarrel was based upon the 7th course.
How's 7th course, good my lord, like this fellow?
I like him very well.
Good deal, good sir. I desired you of the like. I present here, sir, among the rest of the country's copulatives, to swear and to forswear, as marriage binds and blood breaks. A poor virgin, sir, an ill-favoured thing, sir, but mine own. A poor hue of mine, sir, to take that no else man will. Rich honesty, sir, dwells like a miser in a poor house, much like your pearl in your foul oyster.
Oh, by my faith, he is very swift and sententious.
But for the 7th course, how did you find the quarrel on the 7th course?
Upon a lie 7 times removed. Bear your body more seemingly, Audrey! As thus, sir, I bid this like the cut of a certain courtier's beard. He sent me word that if I was of the mind, it was not well cut. He was of the mind that it was. This is called the retort courtiers. If again I sent him word, it was not well cut, he would say he cut it to please himself. This is called the quick modest. If again it was not well cut, he disabled my judgment. This is called the reply churlish. If again it was not well cut, he would say I spake not true. This is called the reproof valiant. If again it was not well cut, he would say that I lied. This is called the countercheck quarrelsome. And so, to the lie circumstantial and the lie direct.
And how often did you say his beard was not well cut?
Oh, I durst go no further than the lie circumstantial, nor durst he give the lie direct. And so we measured swords and parted.
Can you nominate now in order the degrees of the lie?
Oh, sir, we quarrel in prince. As you have books for good manners, I shall nominate the degrees. The first, the retort courteous. The second, the quick modest. The third, reply churlish. The fourth, the reproof valiant. The fifth, the countercheck quarrelsome. The sixth, the lie of circumstance. And the 7th, the lie direct. All these you may avoid, but the lie direct. And you may avoid that too with an if. I knew when 7 justices would not take up a quarrel, but when the parties were met themselves, one of them brought one of an if. As if I said so, you said so. And they shook hands as sworn brothers. Your if is the only peacemaker. Much virtue in if.
Is this not a rare fellow, my lord? He is good at anything and yet a fool.
He uses his body like a stalking horse, and under the presentation of that, he shoots his wit.
Then is there mirth in heaven, when earthly things may even atone together. Good Duke, receive thy daughter, and thou mightst join her hand with his, whose heart within his bosom is.
To you I give myself, I am yours. To you I give myself, I am yours.
If there be truth in sight, you are my daughter.
If there be truth in sight, you are my Rosalind.
If sight and shape be true, why then I love and you.
I'll have no father if you be not he. I'll have no husband if you be not he. Nor never wed woman if you be not she.
Peace, I bar confusion, since I must make conclusion of these most strange events, if truth will truth present. You and you, no crush shall part. You and you, a heart in heart. You, so his love must accord. I'll have a woman to your lord. You and you are sure together, as winter to foul weather. Whilst a wedlock bell we ring, feed yourself with questioning. The reason wonder may diminish, that thus we met, and these things finish.
Oh, my dear niece, welcome thou art to me. Even daughter, welcome in no less degree.
I will not eat my word. Now thou art mine. Thy faith and my fancy to deed doth combine.
Let the audience for a word or two.
I bring these tidings to this
Heresy. Duke Frederick, hearing that every day men of great worth resort to this forest, addressed a mighty power purposely to take his brother and put him to the sword. And to the skirts of this wild wood he came, where, meeting with an old religious man, after some question with him he was converted, both through his enterprise and the world, his crown bequeathing again to his banished brother, and all their lands restored to those again who were with him banished. This to be true, I do engage my life.
Welcome, LeBeau. First, in this forest, let us do those things that were here well begone and well begot. And after, every of this happy number, that have endured true days and nights with us, shall share in the good of our returned fortune, according to the measure of their states. Meantime, forget this newfound dignity, then fall into our rustic revelry.
Madam, by your patience, if I heard you rightly, the Duke hath taken on a religious life and thrown into neglect the pompous court.
He hath.
To him will I, out of these convertites, there is much matter to be heard and learned. You, to your former one, your patience and your virtue well deserved. You, to a love that your true faith doth merit. You, to your love of land and great islands. You, to a long and well-deserved bed. And you, to Wrangling. But I loving voyages but for 2 months' victual. So, to your pleasures, I am for other than dancing measures.
Proceed, proceed. We will begin these rites. As we do trust, they'll end in true delights.